Anyways, let's move on. Well, it was a bit of a soft quarter coming in from Nelco, but the revenues declining both on a year-on-year as well as on a sequential basis. Mr. Nath, the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the company, joins us on the show. Hi, Mr. Nath. Good morning. Well, we're not used to this, right? A bit of a degrowth on the revenues. What went on in the past quarter? And also, in the past, you've mentioned that the growth in FY24 will be similar to FY23. Last year, you grew by 20%. Is that still on?
Yeah. Good morning. Thanks for getting me in. Let me just give a perspective of the revenue comparison with respect to last quarter, that is March 23, as well as June 22. First, let me cover June 22. If I were to look at the June 22 quarter versus this June 23 quarter, there's a major difference in terms of our revenue mix. We had a fairly large amount of project revenue in June quarter of 22. But against that, during this June 23 quarter, our satellite communication services revenue, which is a VSAT services revenue, has grown significantly. In fact, it has grown by 33% over the same quarter last year. So therefore, you'll see the profits are significantly better than what was there the same quarter last year, right? So I think so that's the thing. And our main focus is to grow our satellite communication services business, and that has grown very, very well. It's grown by more than 33% year on year. So that's the first part. But when you look at our top line, it doesn't show because there was a large project revenue, which is lumpy in nature. It doesn't come every quarter. That's as compared to the same quarter last year. As compared to the quarter, the previous quarter, I think in the earlier shows, I have also mentioned that there is some amount of seasonality, variability in our business in some of the sectors. Our revenues typically starts going a bit soft in Q1, first quarter, second quarter, then keeps on picking up in quarter three.
Right. Mr. Nath, sorry to come in, but some of this is, what you've made in the past. I just want to ask you, what's the trajectory from here on in terms of revenue growth for the year? Will it be 20% like how you did in the past year? We get that, a bit of lumpy business in the first quarter of this year. That's why it's not looking so good. But for the year, 20% is on?
Yeah, I think so. I've said earlier that we don't give guidance, but I've said that our performance is on track. We are doing well. We see a lot of opportunities coming in the market, and therefore we expect a similar growth for the year as a whole. But if you also look at it from a profit perspective, we are better than last quarter as well as same quarter last year. So I think there's the other part that we looked at.
Sure. Mr. Nath, due to paucity of time, just wanted to ask you particularly for the aerospace and maritime communication segment. Earlier, you had told us that about 25-27% of your business comes from those verticals. What kind of growth rate are you seeing there, and what is the potential over the next 1 to 2 years?
So we are seeing a similar kind of growth that we see as an overall business. The maritime is a business which has some amount of seasonality because during the monsoon, the traffic comes down, and therefore your revenues tend to come down. Aircraft business is fairly stable. But in aero business, the big jump will be happening when the domestic airlines start using Wi-Fi on the aircraft, which is about a year from now. And so we'll see a fairly large jump in the aero services revenue at that time. But overall, we are bullish on that, and we see a similar growth that we have been seeing so far in the aero and maritime business as well for the current year.
Okay, just one final question. When do you think the company can become debt-free? Because the debt has been moving down slowly and steadily.
Yeah. I would not like to give a specific date to see the track record that our debts have consistently come down quarter on quarter. Even this quarter is more than last quarter. So therefore, I would not like to give any specific date for being debt-free. We are also making a lot of investments for expanding the business. We are making investments in creating infrastructure. So there's a mixed bag in terms of while the revenue is growing, the profits are growing, but also a lot of investments are getting made for creating the infrastructure and our strength to go forward in the future. So it's a mixed bag. So therefore, it is difficult to, at the moment, comment as to when will we become debt-free.
Mr. Nath, it's a pleasure, sir. When you said you're waiting for that big opportunity, internet and domestic flights, right? We're waiting for that as well. I guess all people who fly, they're waiting for it. Don't let it depend on the in-flight entertainment system. So it's going to be a big one. Thank you very much for joining us. Good speaking with you. Appreciate your time here on CNBC TV 18. That's Nelco for you.